Yo guys, it's Centaur here, and I'm back at it again with another Attack on Titan analysis video with the regulars, Gerjo and Sam. And we're getting right into it. We start with Jean imagining a future with Mikasa and a baby.
Poor guy, man. I felt
Very
bad for
upsetting. It was very upsetting.
Imagining something you can never have and you know you're never going to have. It's quite a sad thing, you know?
We'll also get to in a minute, or probably at the end of this episode, why we think it's definitely never going to happen, but we'll get to it in a second.
He's imagined having a child in the future. And then, it's quite sad.
And then he gets interrupted with his fantasy.
Snap back to reality.
Hanji
fucking banging on the window.
Yeah.
Then after that,
and he's
basically,
he's trying to convince himself that it doesn't exist.
Just to let him not open the window. Yeah. He's like, just sit here, they'll go away.
It's not real. It's not real.
He lets them in, and then they're here. We kind of see Hanji catching up with Mikasa, catching up with Hanji, everything that's going on, and like kind of explain what's happening. And then we cut to another scene with Jean, Mikasa, and Hanji having a debate about well, not a debate. They're pretty much persuading Jean to join them and help save the world.
Yeah, so Hanji basically says like, I've teamed up with Magus and the Card Titan to stop Eren Yaeger. That's like, because we don't want genocide to happen. Jean makes the point of like, it's either us or them. But the reason he's making that point is because he wants to stop fighting, and he wants to settle down.
He just wants to live peacefully.
He wants to live that life that we see with him dreaming of.
Yeah.
But his morals.
His morals are like, I feel like more he's not a selfish person. He's trying to convince himself that he is, so he can live.
Yeah, he's trying to convince himself that he deserves it. But then Hanji says like, of our fallen comrades, this is essentially what you're saying is like, this is an affront to them. And he remembers Marco, and he's kind of like, he kind of realizes it's like, I don't deserve to rest because these people are dead.
Like, her point is like, it's against the whole meaning of what the Survey Corps stood for originally. Like, it's to preserve life and to save people, and them allowing Eren to like basically massacre the whole world. It kind of goes against everything they meant, all the morals of the people joined, and it kind of lets down the people that have died in the mission of the Survey Corps.
Yeah, exactly.
They're allowing death. It's just against what they mean. So then John kind of thinks about it, and then he kind of goes, I'm just part of the Survey Corps.
I'm still a Survey Corps member. Then we cut to Forest. Hanji's making them soup. I'm gonna be honest, that soup looks dead as fuck. It looks like it wouldn't taste nice at all.
I mean, I don't think they care.
Yeah, it's an apocalypse.
They're not used to eating nice.
But
that's like some no meat. It's like fucking potatoes and mushrooms, bro, and water. It's some dry soup.
Yeah, we get Magus like perplexed on why these devils are like now like basically going left field from what they did initially.
Magus doesn't really give in to the idea of them being devils. He kind of knows that everyone is bad at each other, but he's kind of being ironic. But he's confused as to why they spent this whole time fighting to help Eren, and now they've like switched up. Decided to switch against him. He just doesn't understand. That's kind of Hanji says that as well. He's kind of like, it's understandable why he's confused because he sees us this. And he knows.
And then obviously, like he says also about like before that, like about justice, which pissed off Jean, and he was going like, "You talk about justice, you came invaded us. Like everyone knew even be doing this if he didn't see his mom."
Where it's like, she's like, history, and then because it's kind of like the whole thing.
Who threw the first stone 2,000 years ago? But in the end, it doesn't really matter because neither of them were there 2,000 years ago. That's what Hanji's saying essentially.
Hanji jumps in and goes, this is boring because there's no real win of the arc, and there's never going to be. That's the point. She jumps in and goes, let's move on from this. And they both go,
Then I believe they cut to
Annie.
Annie begins to talk.
Like, can you guys kill Eren if it comes down to it? And then obviously they're all looking like,
Yeah,
and then Mikasa especially.
I think they kind of convinced themselves it wouldn't need to come to that. But Annie...
that's what Armin's saying. Armin's like, we can convince him, him. And then Armin goes, what happens if you can't? And it kind of all look like they don't really have an answer to that.
Yeah, and then basically Annie essentially says, Annie implies that in order to kill Eren, they'd have to kill them first, which obviously Mikasa doesn't take very kindly to.
She stands up and he threatens them turning into a Titan, which I mean, she threatens like 3 people in the group. But yeah, we'll
Do
just
a little confrontation, like they have a little face off. But Annie ends up realizing that it's like.
Yeah, she basically says, "Oh well, I'm in the same boat as you, Mika. So like, you care for Eren, I care for my dad."
Yeah,
so
and she kind of says it's pointless having this debate now.
But I think what it is as well. Annie doesn't want to kill them.
Yeah,
she doesn't really.
We've always seen she never really cared to begin with. She only cares about like. Yeah.
As she says, she cares about her dad. That's what she says to them as well. She's like, she says this now. She goes, "Oh, I'm only doing this because I want to be with my dad again," as we learned from last episode.
But what she realizes she needs help. Yeah, but she realizes she needs help with getting to that goal. But then after that, I believe they stopped like Thingy starts talking to Yelena.
Right? Yeah, we go to Yelena next, and it's like they ask Yelena, "What do you know what Eren's doing?" Because that's the reason. They go, "Oh, the reason we bought you because they talked about the deal of bringing Yelena along last episode." And they go, "Oh, we bought you because you should know like where Eren is basically, or what he's doing."
Or where he's planning to go and whatnot. Like,
so she calls him shitheads, and then
shithead Marleyan. But a little plot twist, Well, a little plot twist is we find out that Yelena is actually a full-blooded Marleyan.
Yeah, from Maggoth later on, he brings out. But yeah, Yelena pretty much goes around the whole group, just trying to rile them up by saying, "Oh yeah, you did this." She talks about Armin murdering other people. She talks about pretty much she goes on everyone, and then John kind of. She ends it, and John just sits there laughing with a beer, going, "We kind of know what you're doing here." And then she brings up the touchy subject that is Marco, which we didn't think.
It's kind of his whole character to begin, because John feels like he failed with Marco, like or in a sense, I guess you could say, like it's like his, his friend died and shit. So it's always kind of like
he's really close to Marco.
It's always been like that devil on his shoulder. That is Marco's death.
And they talk us. Both Annie and Ryan talk us.
Yelena was like, "Why don't you ask Annie like what happened?"
And then Ryan jumps in and goes, "Oh, I was the one who instructed it." And we see kind of a return of the Ryan from season 4, part 1, where he was ranting to Eren.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah, he starts ranting about like, "Oh, it was
beta
me.
male
I did
attitude."
it. Yeah, I told her to take the thingy gear off.
And then feed him to a Titan, and then after that he was like, "Oh well, I got angry and then killed off the Titan myself."
Because it was calm. Yeah, it was calm until because it was all calm. John was good. He kind of says, "This is what happened," and then the conversation finishes, and then Ryan keeps going by being like,
and then and then even John was even still calm. Like, okay, I get it. Like the guilt was messing with you, and that's why you went on the Titan. And then he kept saying, "I'm sorry, I'm such a piece of shit," and then. John just lost it. He just started battering him.
I'm sorry because John's like, "Stop! You don't need to." Because they kind of came to the conclusion. Ryan was like, "I was angry as a Titan. I murdered a Titan because it ate Marco." And Ryan was like, John's like, "Okay, stop!" And then he goes, "Sorry," and then John loses it. Just starts punching the guy out.
And then like in his anger, like he kicks Gabby, and then that's when he like sort of realizes. And then Gabby and Falco, they were saying like Gabby mainly, our whole purpose was to kill you island dwellers because it so they would live a better life, and same thing with Reiner. So they were just apologizing like profusely, and then they were saying,
begging.
"Oh, please," and then they were begging them
to
as well.
Him. Yeah, they to help them save the world.
Yeah.
And then I believe we cut to like John just walks away, and Gabby initially thinks, "Oh, like we failed, like this is not gonna, like he's walked away, as in like he doesn't want to help us." And she begins to cry.
Like, right before that though, like you see Maggoth, like he puts out his hand trying to console Gabby.
As Gabby gets kicked, he goes to like help her. He goes like you see like fear in his eyes, like, "Oh god, is she okay?" You see him raise his arm, but then going in terms of his character, like being trained to like not show any sympathy to any Marleyans, he kind of puts his arm down and just kind of puts his head down in like, "No, I've just got to stick with like the whole concept of not caring."
Yeah.
But then I believe after that, so she begins. They all go to bed, and then Jean. And then we cut to Jean essentially waking.
You see him just shake.
She fucking grabs him and just shakes the shit out of him. But then he also tells Gabby, "Yeah, okay, I'll help you." Like he's come to, I guess, his own realization that. They have to work together, A and B. It's kind of like it was never anyone's fault.
They're all in the. they all were literally seeking the same thing, which was like validation, like of them just living.
It's all kind of equal, like shit situations for everyone. So nobody was at fault for it happening.
Yeah, we see this later as well, because next we cut to them on the cart, right, I believe. And then he literally sits, they're all sitting there. It's kind of reminiscent to when they're all sitting with Eren early on in that kind of that aspect. But he apologizes to Gabby. He says, like, sorry. He goes, oh, sorry, Gabby, I didn't mean to kick you, blah, blah, blah. Or he did say that, exactly. He just said sorry to her. And he says, Ryan, I'm not apologizing to you. Ryan seems quite happy with that. I don't think he would have wanted that. And Annie jokingly, I think jokingly just no apology for me. Yeah, then the cart tie shows up, I believe, after that. That's the only thing they haven't. And she's pretty much like, oh, so there.
And she's basically saying like the Jaegerists took control of
they talk about earlier in the episode.
They're talking about the Azumbitos, and like they have like a. They said they're gonna try and get to Eren through that flying boat.
So they're going to the harbour, and she kind of says, "Oh, it's being heavily guarded."
Also, I think so. If all the Titans, because there's no rumbling going on anymore, which means all the Titans are now currently in the ocean, or already at Marley, or on their way to currently over to Marley, right?
Yeah.
So that means Eren is pretty close to the mainland of Marley overall, at least from what we can understand, considering the line of Titans was about 3 days long. Them marching, so yeah, he's probably not that far off from Marleyan mainland. But anyway, sidetrack.
Yeah,
we get to
it's heavily guarded. Pete comes by and as the cart titan, because she kind of went ahead.
And she just warns them, and that's basically the end of the
episode.
And
then we cut to Flock on the boat, just with the Jaegerists invaded the.
But going back, the reason why we think Jean's going to die is because
that's why we think he's not going to have his fucking happy future.
He's been getting too much character development to not die.
It's the old anime trope. He's been getting too much character development over these last 2 episodes.
He's getting like a lot of screen time. It makes sense that he's just
more like.
He may die this next episode.
I think I'm gonna cry.
I don't think next episode. But I think like in the
before the end of the series,
he'll be dead. He'll be dead, I think.
That's
pretty much it.
It's more just a learning about everyone's mold, kind of setting up again for next episode where it's going to be very action packed.
Yeah, I think next episode is going to be very, very heavy.
Yeah, cool.
But I mean, like, subscribe, whatever. I don't fucking know.
Thank you for watching, people.
Peace.